In the realms of dance, gymnastics, yoga, and various high-level sports, the split, commonly known as the full split or one-line split, remains one of the most iconic demonstrations of flexibility. Whether performed as a side split or a front split, it requires extraordinary joint mobility, muscular elasticity, and refined body control. To the audience, the movement often appears as a breathtaking image of elegance, a seamless line that reveals both beauty and strength. Yet what looks effortless from the outside is, in truth, the result of relentless training, a gradual adaptation of the body, and the discipline of scientific progression repeated day after day. At first glance, the split might seem like nothing more than extending the legs into opposite directions until they form a straight line. However, the simplicity of appearance conceals the complexity of execution. It places profound demands on the body's muscular system, joint range of motion, and even the neuromuscular pathways that allow relaxation and extension under strain. The hip joints and pelvis, in particular, play a decisive role. Without sufficient mobility in these areas, the legs cannot open properly, and any attempt to force the body into the posture risks straining muscles or tearing delicate ligaments. The split is therefore not merely a test of flexibility, but a careful negotiation between strength, control, and the body's natural limits. In dance training, splits form the bedrock of countless advanced movements. A Chinese classical dancer preparing for a soaring grand jeté, a ballerina perfecting a develop or arabesque, or a contemporary dancer stretching across the floor, each of these movements relies on open hips and pliable thighs to reach full expression. The quality of the split often determines the beauty of lines on stage. In gymnastics, the split is not just about artistry but directly impacts scoring. Leaps, jumps, and floor routines demand precise leg extension, and even a small limitation in range can alter the impression of the entire performance. The split, in both fields, is more than an exercise, it becomes a language of movement, translating raw physicality into artistic expression. Reaching a clean split requires the cooperation of several key muscle groups. The hamstrings at the back of the thighs are stretched intensely in both front and side splits, and stiffness here often prevents the legs from straightening fully. The quadriceps and hip flexors of the back leg in a front split are heavily engaged, frequently becoming the most challenging area for beginners who struggle to release tension in this region. The gluteal and hip muscles act as stabilizers and guides, as limited hip mobility restricts the overall angle of the split. Meanwhile, the inner thigh adductors are crucial in the side split, demanding progressive training to prevent strain or sudden injury. How these muscles adapt to training largely dictates not only the depth of the split but also the practitioner's sense of comfort and safety. Because of these demands, progress must be gradual, and discipline must outweigh impatience. Many who admire the beauty of the split rush toward the goal, pushing their bodies too aggressively. The result is often counterproductive: pain, injury, or long-term setbacks. True development occurs in stages. Beginners must first focus on preparatory stretches, lunges, hamstring stretches, butterfly positions, that improve joint range and teach the body to relax into extension. As confidence builds, practitioners can attempt partial splits, paying close attention to posture and breath. Smooth, steady breathing prevents tension from building and allows muscles to release naturally. Over time, partial effort evolves into deeper extension, and eventually the full split is reached, often with the assistance of props such as yoga blocks or, in professional settings, the guidance of an instructor. What must always be avoided is forcing the body with excessive pressure, whether self-imposed or applied by others. The harm caused by overstretching or compressing the hip joint capsule can be lasting, compromising not only athletic pursuits but also daily mobility. A structured approach is essential. Warm-ups should never be skipped. Even 5 to 10 minutes of jogging, skipping rope, or jumping jacks elevate muscle temperature, prepare connective tissues, and lower injury risk. Foundational movements such as lunges, kneeling stretches, or seated folds gradually open the hips and thighs. Effective training blends both dynamic and static stretching. The former activates the muscles and primes them for movement, while the latter lengthens fibers and expands range. Tools like straps, walls, or blocks can provide incremental support, ensuring correct alignment and progression. Above all, breathing serves as an anchor. Inhaling to relax and exhaling to gently deepen the stretch allows the body to adapt naturally, while holding the breath only creates resistance. Consistency is equally important. A routine of 3 to 4 sessions per week, sustained over months, achieves far more than sporadic bursts of effort. Still, common mistakes persist. Many people chase speed rather than quality, forcing their legs open to the point of pain. Others neglect the stabilizing role of the core, allowing the torso to collapse or twist, which undermines both safety and aesthetic alignment. Favoring one side repeatedly creates muscular imbalance, while ignoring recovery after intense stretching risks chronic strain. The knees and hips are especially vulnerable. Improper technique or excessive external force can overload these joints, causing anything from mild inflammation to serious ligament or meniscus injuries. This is why listening to the body and respecting its signals is so critical. Pain is a warning, not a badge of progress. When practiced wisely, however, the rewards of the split extend well beyond the movement itself. Physically, it enhances flexibility, posture, and blood circulation. The hips become more open, the legs more elongated, and the body more upright, contributing to both athletic performance and everyday comfort. Psychologically, mastering the split instills confidence and determination. For many, achieving this once impossible seeming position becomes a powerful reminder that persistence and patience can overcome limitations. It teaches discipline, resilience, and an appreciation of gradual progress. The split is not limited to dancers or elite athletes. Fitness enthusiasts, yoga practitioners, and even individuals seeking greater mobility in daily life can all benefit. Different groups, however, require different approaches. Young people often improve rapidly due to natural joint elasticity, but they must be carefully guided to avoid overstretching during growth. Adults may face slower progress, yet with consistent training they can still achieve impressive results. Beginners with no prior background should not pressure themselves into extreme ranges but instead focus on building a foundation of comfort and awareness. Regardless of age or background, the principle remains the same: respect the body's signals, move gradually, and, when in doubt, seek guidance from a knowledgeable instructor.